Good evening, my lovely audience, and welcome to the Devil Minute AM radio station. Inconveniently accessed by turning on your car's radio, leaving it in the garage for 3 hours, then waking up in the studio. For today's show, we have
what the hell is that? That doesn't sound at all like host. He's more like a fine day kind, gentles.
Given all the possible options for introductions, it's almost impressive that you were so close to the correct answer and still managed not to get even a single word right. Statistically, that is incredibly unlikely for anyone of average intelligence.
So, our intelligence is beyond that of a normal person. Can't say I'm surprised, given my incredible cryptid biology knowledge.
Seems alright for someone who has been alive as long as I have. It's only natural that I would exceed that of any commoner.
I don't think that's what they meant. You know what? A brick wall would be easier to talk to. A brick wall can absorb sound at least. It just bounces right off you guys.
Well, at least my self-worth isn't dictated by the very few who still praise me.
At least I have self-worth.
Oh, check out the rich kids duking it out.
You don't even have a house.
Says you. My tiny shack in the woods is all I really need.
Office productivity decreasing. Activating shot seats.
Ah!
Anyways, dearest listeners, welcome back to the Witching Hour Frequency. We are unfortunately missing our host today as they had to make a trip to Romania for more information on some new residents of the town. For the time being, you have us to deliver a report to you. A report of strange happenings in a place all too close to home.
A lot of people are dying in bathrooms, and we're not sure why.
You just have no tact whatsoever. No sense of theatricality or expression. We need to not only inform our listeners, but to entertain them with stories of this hellish town, as well as its denizens.
Honestly, I don't know why we put so much work into suspense. We're literally the only news outlet in town, especially since we took out...
Hey, we were not involved in that, and anything to the contrary is pure slander.
Yes, quite right. So, how do we go on reporting on something when we don't know what that is?
I have run an analysis on all the potential beings living within this town that fit the modus operandi of the killer at large. There was a lot to filter through, but I believe I have come to 3 potential options. Each has a high likelihood of attacking people while they are in the bathroom. Printing out the suspects now.
Alright, so I figure each of us tackle one suspect, then we can collaborate to see who the most likely culprit will happen to be.
Perfect. Over to King with more details.
Back to with more details.
I really think it should be you.
Guys! Look, I'll cover the first one. You two just take care of preparing statements for the next 2 suspects, okay?
Fair enough.
Yeah, that works for me, although I feel your tendency for vocal distortion might be a little bit of an issue when it comes to speaking for over any extended period of time.
Oh, I can fix that. Is this better?
Much better.
Perfect. So, our first potential suspect is less of a person and more of a curse. We talked about her a bit during the Curse Awareness Fair, but I don't think we really discussed her at length. She is Kashima Reiko. The basics are that if you hear her story, you will be confronted by her within a month. Now, due to safety, we will avoid telling that story here, but the gist of it involves falling onto express train tracks and losing a lot of weight from the waist down. After hearing her story, she will appear in the bathroom when you are completely alone. This could be a public restroom after school, the locker room at your local gym, or even the bathroom just down the hall from where you are sleeping. Technically speaking, it doesn't even have to happen at night. Any bathroom could be the place where you're attacked, as long as you're alone. It's not totally clear if just being with someone when you go is enough to save you, though. Before killing you, she will ask you several key questions pertaining to the story of her death. All of them are trick questions designed for you to fail. We, however, will not fail to catch this murderer with the help of today's sponsor.
Did no one load an ad?
Shit,
Peaches Auto-Generate Ad!
Today's sponsor is by the box of black kittens in the Walmart garden. Lots of meowing coming from here and there. Thanks for the new homey feeling. You'll never find them because they change locations every 2,000 minutes. Thanks for the screams, box of black kittens.
Our next suspect is rather straightforward. The Akamanto is a creature who will question people while they use the bathroom, which seems to be an odd trend amongst monsters, but who am I to judge? Anyway, he wears a long red cloak that fully obscures his body and a simple pale mask with only basic features. Sounds a bit like King. He offers 2 types of cape, one dark red and one a navy blue. Should you ask for the red cape, he will skin your back and slit your throat. When you are found, the blood will have flowed into the appearance of a red cape around your body. Should you take the blue cape, you will be suffocated, sometimes by hanging, sometimes by drowning in the toilets. Either way, an awful way to go. Having come familiar with the idea of a third option, you could deduce that the correct way to go is might ask for another color, but this is where things immediately escalate far beyond anything you could imagine. When you give the answer of just any color, he will just drag you into the underworld, body and all. The only way to avoid such a cruel fate is to just say you don't want anything. The horrible spirit is thwarted easier than your typical telemarketer.
Finally, we have the Czechsen, a powerful entity with the world's cruelest punishment. She was exiled by her pantheon to live within outhouses. She is said to have been quite beautiful when she was divine. Now she appears as a young and pale woman with hair that drags across the floor. She bides her time by counting each strand of hair atop her head. She waits in bathrooms on the nights of a month with a 6 in the date. On those nights she may appear in any bathroom, but only one at a time. Should an intruder forget to alert her by coughing 3 times before entering the bathroom and offering food, she will attack the intruder with her long hair, entangling them within it. At this point your fate is sealed. Touching her hair guarantees a slow death by disease that cannot be avoided.
Well, it seems that any of them are pretty likely to be the monster we're searching for.
So how do we narrow it down?
Maybe hunt each of them down and subject them to interviews? From there we can figure out who must have been the perpetrator.
Sounds reasonable.
Alright, let's go.
Hello everyone, I'm home! What are you doing with the field equipment?
We were going to investigate the bathroom case you left for us.
Oh, that? That was just a PSA on the dangers of the bathroom. All those people died of totally normal accidents. Bathrooms are some of the most dangerous rooms in the house. They are enclosed with dozens of chemicals and tend to have both slick and wet floors. It's really just a number of accidents waiting to happen. Dearest listeners, rest easy knowing that sometimes the deadliest threat to you is nothing more than your own home.